Hello, Grand Park community. It's Courtney. Welcome to your Yoga Ala retreat. For today's practice, if you have some sort of a towel, like a dish rag, preferably clean, like a clean sock, a t-shirt, something like that, we'll be using it for our rest at the end. So maybe grab that and just have it on hand. And you might want to grab a blanket for practice today. So if you think you might be a little chilly at the end, also as a way to support the body, to pad the knees. We're going to be seated and on the floor today. But go ahead and grab your rag and your blanket. And then I'll meet you in a comfortable seat, sitting up on the blanket. Maybe finding yourself in half lotus. If that is not right for your knees, across at the ankles. You could also start this part seated in a chair, or you could come to a kneeling position. So just listening to your own body and honoring what feels the best for your comfortable seat. And so grounding your sit bones down into the floor or the chair, rest your palms either in your lap, on your thighs. Go ahead and close your eyes, settle your shoulders down away from your ears. And for today's practice, we're going to be thinking about how yoga means union, and anything that creates separation is not yoga. So in those moments when we feel separate, we're going to try to bring ourselves back to wholeness by rooting ourselves in the breath, in our bodies. And I got this terminology from a beautiful book written by Susanna Bargataki. She is a yoga teacher in Florida, South Asian, and she wrote a book called Embracing Yoga's Roots. So that's what we're going to do here today, is remember that yoga is not only the physical practice that helps bring us into union, there's all kinds of other things to do. So seated as you are, start to bring yourself into union, into connecting your body with this moment by just drawing some awareness around your breath, watching the breath move in and out of you. Maybe even taking a slight bit of control over the way that you are choosing to breathe. So making sure those exhales take up just as much space as the inhales. Notice maybe that by closing your eyes, it invites you to go inside, to unite with your body, with your breath, with your state of being. Let's check in with the state of being of our heart today. So just knowing what is in your heart right now. So yoga is a practice of embracing the moment, of being with things as they are, of stepping into the truth of things as the way they are. So what is the truth of your heart right now? We have a fix-it culture in the West. What if we could just be with the feeling? What if we could just sit with ourselves in the moment of our feeling? Maybe even take a couple deep breaths of acknowledgement into whatever you're feeling. And then you're welcome to stay here in your breath with your eyes closed, or if you're ready to move along, flutter your eyes open, draw your shoulders away from your ears. We are going to do a little bit of movement today, but it's not going to look like our big embodied yoga poses. We're going to step into a little bit of space in the body so that we can take some longer moments in meditation today. So let's just start with the neck and the shoulders. Often an area that gets a little tight or tired or sticky. So let's take the left ear to the left shoulder. Pretty simple. If you need more, you can take your right fingertips out and walk them out, but maybe just take a lesser version today. Stacking your head back over your spine and then taking the right ear to the right shoulder. Option to walk your left fingertips out if you need that today. Or maybe a lesser version, just feeling and breathing into the space of the left side of your neck. And then we're just going to take very gentle half neck rolls, so nothing too crazy. Tucking your chin into your chest, rolling the head over to the left ear. And then taking the chin into the chest, rolling the head over to the right ear. And just a couple more on your own. Just moving slowly, intentionally, allowing this gentle movement to draw you into a state of connection with the body. And if this doesn't feel good to you, if it's making you feel separate, then either don't do it or just take a really soft version of half neck roll. So our bodies are all going to be different. And even within the same body, it's different every day. So yoga is a practice of listening every day, every moment, and connecting ourselves in the moment by being with what is true. From here, rise your chin back up so your head is stacked over your spine, and we're just going to make really small circles with the top of the head. So if this makes you dizzy for some reason, it might be a better option to close your eyes. If it's feeling okay on the neck, you might take a little bit bigger of a circle, but we don't want to go into full neck rolls. And then go ahead, switch your circling the other way. Coming back to center, open your eyes if they're closed. If you're seated and you have a leg crossed over the other, now would be a good time to take the other cross. If you're seated in your chair, reminder to keep your feet grounded on the floor. So from here, we're going to come into a spinal twist. In twist, we lengthen, and from the length, we find twist. So we don't force anything, we don't jerk anything. We allow the body to lift into extension, and then we twist from that extension. So just take an inhale to start. Right hand goes to outside of left thigh. Exhale to twist over towards the left. So this is a gentle twist. We're not jerking the shoulder back. We're not jerking the head back. We're finding lift in our spine. The shoulders are away from the ears. The seat is grounded on whatever you're sitting on, the chair or the floor. And then that left shoulder is reaching back. Notice it's probably a little bit harder to breathe in twist. So can you bring in more breath to keep that breath nice and full and even? Coming back to center, we're going to take the left hand to the right thigh. The right hand comes down to the base of the spine, shoulders away from your ears. Not forcing anything. Find your extension, lift of the heart, shoulders roll away from ears. And then to any amount, start to send your heart towards your right shoulder. Maybe, probably deepen your breath. Come back to center. And then from here, we're going to come to hands and knees. So this might be where it might be nice to grab your blanket. So my knees tend to be kind of bony. And for me, it just feels better to have some padding underneath the knees. So take the time in your practice to set it up so that you can fully embody the practice, the little movements of the body. So fingers are spread wide, knees are stacked underneath your hips, belly scooping back up into your spine, head is in line with your neck. And then we're going to start to connect some gentle movements with our breath. And the connecting breath with movement can be such a beautiful way to draw this union of body and spirit. So we're gonna take an exhale here. As we inhale, let your belly drop, rise your heart through. So big inhale takes up the space of that movement. Exhale, press into your knuckles, round in your back, nose comes in towards your belly button. We're pressing into the knuckles. Full inhale, belly drops, heart rises. Exhale, curl and round. 3 more times. Inhale, belly drops, heart rises. Let it take up the space of your whole inhale. And then exhale, curl in your spine, round in your back. Inhale, belly drops, heart rises. Exhale, curl in your spine. Full exhale to complete the movement. 1 more time. Inhale, belly drops, heart rises. Exhale, curl in your spine. Find your neutral spine. Keep your knees where they are. We're gonna walk the arms out and overhead in a big V, tapping the forehead down. If the forehead doesn't touch the floor, you can always put a pillow underneath your forehead. So your fingertips are spread wide. The heart is melting down and back towards the floor. The armpits hug in. So the arms are really active here. This allows for some opening, maybe a little bit, maybe a lot of opening in the upper back. Settle your forehead down and really come into the space of the breath. Really allow the forehead either on the floor or on the pillow to connect you to the earth, to feel that connection and that support of the floor. From here, we'll press ourselves back up to hands and knees, and then we're just gonna tuck the toes. So I know I'm wearing these funny slippers. I love these slippers, but tucking the toes just to stretch the backs of the feet. We'll just take a couple breaths here. Keep your head in line with the spine. And then you have the option to stay here. I'm gonna recommend most of us stay here. If you're not feeling very much stretch in your feet, you could start to walk your hands back and maybe sit up on your heels. So that will exemplify the stretch. Only do that if that creates more connection with your feet, more space, more breath. If that creates tension or a lot of discomfort that makes us tense up, we'll walk ourselves back forward. So an advanced yoga practice is our ability to meet ourselves in each pose and know what is right and what is not right for us. And we can translate that to life too. So really engaging with the moment and embracing as much of it as we can and taking care of ourselves, finding whatever is true for us, whatever is true for others, honoring others' truths. If you're seated on your heels, walk yourself forward again, release the tops of your feet, and let's all just kind of tap out the tops of the feet. Really nice. Okay, we're gonna do one more yoga pose, so very gentle practice today. We're gonna come up to legs up something. So those of you who practice with me a lot probably already know how to get into the pose. Those of you who are new, welcome. We're glad that you're here. It works best, this is a terrible example, but it works best if you have like a door or maybe a cabinet that has like a lot of height, like a dresser. You could use the refrigerator if it doesn't have a bunch of stuff on it. And we're gonna set it up so that we're in an L pose over whatever we're putting our legs up. And we're gonna take time to set it up. So you're gonna tuck your whichever hip, right or left hip, into whatever you're putting your legs up. You're gonna tuck your right shoulder into whatever, or your left shoulder if your left hip is into whatever you're putting your legs up. And then we're gonna come down to elbows and make sure that we're snug as a bug in a rug, as close to the thing as possible. And then we'll take the legs up the thing. So this is an L pose. And if your bottom is way far away from the support, go ahead and come down and reset it up so that your hip is really close, your elbow, shoulder is really close. And then we're gonna take either the arms really wide, or you can rest your hands on your body. Check in with what's happening in your shoulders. Maybe physically walk the shoulders down away from your ears. And then I'm gonna recommend we all close the eyes here. If for whatever reason that does not feel safe to you, you are welcome to keep the eyes open, but see if you can steady your gaze on a point. So where we look is where our thoughts go. And it can be really helpful to steady the mind to either close the eyes or to steady the gaze. It is very normal in this positioning of the body to feel tingling in your legs. But at any point, if it's too much sensation, you can bend your knees and rest the soles of your feet against the wall or the cabinet. I'm gonna give us a little space in this pose, so we'll be here for a couple more minutes. This pose is such a great way to come into union with the body, with the spirit. It's a great way to turn our mood upside down, to recenter ourselves. So see if you can stay engaged in the relaxation of this pose. And again, if at any point the legs feel weird or it just doesn't feel quite right, that would be a sign that we need to listen. You could bend your knees and place the soles of the feet against whatever you're putting your legs up. So just a couple minutes in silence, witnessing your body in this pose. So slowly starting to draw your feet down to where your knees just were, soles of the feet against the wall. Take a pause there. And then rolling over to your right side, making a little pillow for your head with your inner right arm. We'll pause there. And then using your free hand, press yourself up. And then we'll find ourselves back in a seat. So you can come back up to your chair, you can come to the floor, you can come to sit up on something. We're gonna do a breath and we're gonna do a little humming exercise. So the breath is a beautiful, beautiful way to draw us into the space of ourselves, to draw us into the space of the moment. We're going to be doing alternate nostril breathing. This is said to balance the masculine and feminine energy in the body. If that sounds weird, it will just help you feel more stable and steady, which is generally a great thing to feel. So you're going to place your thumb to your right nostril. You'll look down at the floor. And then the next time you inhale, draw in breath through the left nostril for 2, 3, 4. Close your left nostril with your pointer finger and release your right thumb, and then exhale out the right for 2, 3, 4. Inhale right. 2, 3, 4. Close right, exhale left. 2, 3, 4. Inhale left. 2, 3, 4. Close left, exhale right. 2, 3, 4. Inhale right. 2, 3, 4. Close right, exhale left. 2, 3, 4. Inhale left. 2, 3, 4. Close left, exhale right. 2, 3, 4. Inhale right. 2, 3, 4. Close right, exhale left. 2, 3, 4. One more round. Inhale left. 2, 3, 4. Close left, exhale right. 2, 3, 4. Inhale right. 2, 3, 4. Close right, exhale left. 2, 3, 4. Release your hand back down to your lap. Start to draw in whatever breath wants to come in. Close your eyes for a moment. Maybe notice any benefits of that breath or not. See if you can feel yourself in this moment together. And then opening the eyes, we're going to come in for a humming exercise. So I know this might feel a little strange, but it's actually a really beautiful way to settle our nervous system. In community, it's a beautiful way to bring our voices together. This is why singing is so powerful, or chanting, or anything where we're gathering together and raising our voices. Justice, all these things. The power of the human voice together in unison is really, really, really healing. We won't be able to hear each other. You'll be able to hear me, so maybe you can hear my voice with yours. I'll pretend like I hear your voice with mine. We're going to do something, it's called a Bumble Bee Breath. So we'll let our exhale come out. We'll take a deep inhale through the nose. And then as we exhale, we're going to hum out. For as long as it takes to release the breath, we'll pause, we'll draw in an inhale, we'll hum through the nose, we'll take a pause. We'll do that 3 times together. So if this doesn't make sense, I think you'll get it once you see it happen once. So let's all let the breath come all the way out of your body. Draw in a big inhale through your nose. Let it fall out. Draw an inhale through your nose. Let it go out. Draw an inhale through your nose. Let it go out. Close your eyes if they're not already. Feel the connection of our voices of this moment. And then opening the eyes, one last movement for the shoulders. So let's tap our fingertips to our shoulder tips. We do this a lot. I think it's just a great way to warm up and loosen up in the shoulders. So taking your elbows in and up and around and down. So listening to your body today. So be in union with your own movement. So by forcing it, that causes separation. By honoring your body in this moment, that causes connection. And we can think about this in our real life. So anything that causes separation in the real world isn't coming together, right? We can speak our separate truths to come together. But anything that causes hate, violence, hurt, that is not coming together. Let's take our elbows out and around the other way. So this doesn't mean, when I say separation, that this doesn't mean like that we don't speak out when something is wrong or we don't honor a different perspective than ours. It means that we lean into the truth of multiple experiences and we listen to create connection. So yoga is a practice of knowing our own humanity so we can experience the humanity in everyone. Isn't that beautiful? Alrighty, my friends, let's come down to our backs. This is where you're gonna grab your little towel, t-shirt, whatever piece of cloth you can find. You can get creative. If you know you're gonna get chilly, you might have a blanket to the side. We're gonna come down to the back, bend your knees, soles of the feet down on the floor, knees stack over your heels. We're gonna come in for one hip stretch. So last kind of yoga pose on our back. So right ankle comes to the left thigh, figure 4. And then let's listen to what's happening in the right hip today. So if there's already a lot of tension, stay where you are, meet your hip with your breath. If you don't feel a whole lot, maybe hug your left knee into your chest and thread your right hand through your legs, finding an interlace either below your left knee to the back of your left thigh, keeping your low back down on the earth. Check in with the shoulders. Are they scrunched up? Can you send them down? And then let's come to our breath 5 times together to see if we can create unity of whatever is happening in the right hip. So instead of meeting tension with tension, we're meeting tension with our breath, with our understanding. So let your exhale fall out. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale. 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 Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale, release out of this side. And then we'll take the left ankle to the right thigh, and we're gonna pause here and listen to what's happening on this side. So honoring, maybe this side's a little tighter, maybe we stay here. If you have a little bit more space, taking your right knee, hugging it in towards your right shoulder, threading your left hand through your legs, finding an interlace, either below your right knee or to the back of your right thigh. If your hips popped up, if your low back isn't connected with the floor, go ahead and tap that right foot back down on the earth. It's always a good idea to check in with the shoulders. Notice if they're scrunched up by the ears, send them down. Maybe close your eyes. And let's use our breath to unite our hip with this moment. So let your exhale come out. Through your nose, draw in breath. Through your nose, release breath. Through your nose, draw in breath. Through your nose, release. Through your nose, breathe in. Through your nose, breathe out. Through your nose, breathe in. Through your nose, breathe out. Through your nose, breathe in. Through your nose, release yourself out of this side. And then we'll set our body up for whatever comfortable position we want to take for rest and Savasana, our final resting pose. So if anyone has a low back kind of that gets a little like cranky, it's probably going to be the most comfortable for you to take the soles of your feet on the earth and keep your knees bent over your ankles. If it feels okay for you to extend your legs, you can extend your legs. This is where we're going to let's grab our blanket first. So placing the blanket over the body in any way, either to help you feel more connected, so the weight of something can help us feel grounded, or if you're chilly, you can set the blanket up in a way that makes you feel warm and comfortable and safe. So we're going to use our towel as a little cover for our eyes. So it might help to kind of roll it into a little, a little flat thing. And then we'll place it over the eyes, just as a reminder to go inside, to give our eyes a break. If that feels weird, you obviously don't have to use it. I think it's really helpful to tune out the external world just for a little bit. So yoga philosophy talks a lot about withdrawing from our senses, from the external world, not as a way to ignore the world, but as a way to rejoin ourselves, with the moment, with our own humanity so that when we leave our practice, we do feel more connected and whole and available to our external world. So find a positioning of your hands that feels the most comfortable. So maybe resting on the body, maybe out to the sides in some way. I'm going to come up just to talk us through some finishing stuff. Excuse me. So you'll stay on your back as you are. So keeping yourself grounded on the floor, eyes closed, maybe a gentle covering. I want you to just notice whatever is touching earth and really allow it to touch the earth. So allowing the body to ground down, allowing the body to be safe, noticing whatever is touching, really letting it touch. Maybe notice if there's any resisting or holding, if you're kind of gripping or trying to hold your body up. See if you can allow your body to connect down, to be supported by the earth. From here, we're just going to take 3 inhales and exhales together. So drawing in breath through the nose, releasing breath out the mouth. So first, take a big exhale out, let all the air leave the body. And then through your nose, draw in a slow, full inhale. Through your mouth, release out, maybe even a sigh. Drawing an inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth, maybe a sigh. One more time. Inhale through your nose. Exhale from your mouth. And then just allowing the body to breathe itself. Allowing whatever natural rhythm of breath wants to come back in to come back in. And then we'll just come in for a short meditation before we take our final rest. So keeping your eyes closed, keeping your body grounded to floor. Just start to draw some awareness to your feet, to the backs of your legs, the fronts of your shins and your thighs. Allowing your entire lower body to release, to open, to soften. Allowing your hips to ground down towards the floor. Allowing your low, middle, and upper back to release into the floor. Allowing the belly to be soft and open. Drawing awareness up to the space of your heart. Maybe just seeing if anything is fluttering around your heart, or if the heart feels closed off in any way, just meeting that with your attention, with your care, and with your awareness. Drawing awareness up to your shoulders, softening your arms away from your neck. Allowing your elbows, your wrists, and your hands to fall open. Coming up to the space of the neck and the throat, allowing those areas to be soft. Coming into the space of your jaw, so softening there. Really allowing your eyelids to be heavy. Allowing the space of your forehead to soften, top of the head and the hair. Allowing your entire body to release, to come into this state of union, this state of peace, of the moment, of your body in the moment. From here, we'll take just a couple minutes in Shavasana, so final rest. See if you can really give yourself the space of just these 2 minutes to be in the home of your union, of your body, of your breath. So starting to draw in a little bit more breath. If your eyes are covered with the towel, keep them closed. Just draw the towel or the t-shirt or whatever you're using off the face. Eventually, with your eyes closed, rolling over to one side, making maybe a little pillow for your head with your inner arm. And then keeping your eyes closed, pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat, grounding your hips down on the earth. From here, placing both hands on your heart, maybe feeling the beat of your own heart. Maybe imagine all our hearts beating together in a state of union, of our shared humanity. Very softly, very gently start to flutter your eyes open so you're taking a soft gaze at the floor, starting to bring back in the light of the day and your surroundings. Drawing your hands in a gesture of prayer, bowing your chin into your heart. Maybe keeping with this idea of yoga being anything that unites and not being anything that separates. So translating that into our real lives is the true practice. So when we notice separation, what can we do to create a state of union with ourselves, with other people? I really do think this practice is a practice of shared humanity, of recognizing our unique individualness and how that makes us more connected as a human race. The light in me acknowledges and sees the light in all of you, even if I can't see you, see you. Thank you so much for practicing with us here at Grand Park today. I wish you all a good rest of your day, and I'll see you again soon.